going on, everybody? It's your guy Rome Leggett back again with another fragrance video. Yes, we got another fragrance review for you guys, and I got one that, yeah, this is one of those ones that's pretty popular, pretty hyped now. But once I smelled it, I said, there's some of my smell good guys that don't know about this fragrance, and I couldn't leave this out. I gotta tell you about this wonderful vanilla fragrance. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So that fragrance I'm talking about is GIARDINI di TOSCANA, and this is Bianco Latte. And man, I'm excited to tell you about this beautiful fragrance here. I know that it has been popular for the last maybe 5 months. I'm a little late to the game on this one, but I'm gonna give you my take. I'm gonna tell you what I think about this fragrance. Before we jump into the fragrance though, for those who just joined, my name is Rome. This is He Smells Like Rome. Welcome. We talk about niche fragrances here. We talk about luxury fragrances, hard to find fragrances, and those fragrances that's going to cause conversation. So if that's the type of content and channel you're looking for, do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you'll get notifications anytime I shoot videos. You help me out, I help you out by providing some of the most fantastic fragrance reviews on the game, in the game. So with that said, if you're ready for another epic fragrance review, sit back, relax, get some popcorn. It's about to go down. Alright, so like I said, GIARDINI di TOSCANA Bianco Latte is one of those gems that, once again, it was on my radar. I was hyped. I said, oh yeah, this is sounding like a good kind of gourmand that I might be into. I've seen about 4 or 5 reviews on it. I'm like, alright, maybe I'll check it out. Got lost in the mix with all the other fragrances that, you know, I'm reviewing, I'm picking up, and forgot about it. I go to Parfum de France and, you know, smelling some of the fragrances there, go through, I don't know, maybe like 30, 40 fragrances. And I come across this fragrance here, this one right here. And I sprayed it on my hand and I was like, oh, that's nice. That's decent. Okay. Now, it's not one of them things that caught me and said, oh, wow, this is dope. I just said, oh, okay, this is nice. Went about my business, smelled some Amouage, smell some Spirit of Dubai, whatever the case may be. As I'm going through this thing, I'm moving my hand past, and it's about maybe 15, 20 minutes go past, and I'm like, yo, who has that on? What gorgeous vanilla creaminess is going on here? I was gone. I was like, I don't know. It was my hand. It was me. And I said this in a video, a couple of videos before. I know you guys do that. You forget that you have something on and you think of somebody else because you probably get nose blind to it or the composition changes. And man, this thing just erupted. It had a whole new life. So let me back up before I get into the fragrance and tell you all the note breakdown. I'm just telling you what made me say, yes, I need this in my collection. Let's get back to this part. All right, so this is the presentation. This is how the box looks. Nice, elegant, very sophisticated box. A very nice, sturdy, hard cardboard box. Simplistic in itself, but I like the elegance with the, you know, stamp on the middle. The fragrance inside sits in the box like this. So hopefully you guys can see that. It sits in the box, very neat, nothing crazy. I would have liked for this part to have been maybe some type of like velvet or suede, but it's just cardboard. And this right here is the beautiful bottle. Now, once again, very simplistic, but I love what they did with the top. That is really cool. Like I said, very simplistic, but timeless and elegant at the same time. So, the juice is what we're here for, right? So, in the opening, I got a soft, almost powdery vanilla. And it was one of those kind of delicate kind of whiffs of an airy vanilla that was sweet. But the first thing it reminded me of, and this is not to turn anybody off, I'm just being very, very candid with you and honest. The first thing it reminded me of was a very expensive candle. I had one of those kind of thoughts like, man, it smells like one of those candles that kind of fills the room, that when you walk into somebody's house or showroom and they want to impress you, or one of those luxury hotels, you go inside and you're like, man, it just smells amazing in here. That's the first thought, right? And then it kind of just blew past. And like I said, about 15 minutes later, I'm just engulfed in a mystery of, what is that gorgeous smell? This is when this captivating, childlike, reminiscent of the candy stores back when I was a child, caramel came across my nose. And when I got that whiff of caramel combined with this airy, powdery vanilla that was also sweet, I was like, oh, this is nice. Oh, okay, I like what you're doing. And right there, I'm captured. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the mixture between vanilla and caramel. And it's just almost like, if you remember those candies back, if you grew up in the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe in the early 2000s, because they used to have these like corner stores, bodegas, where they would sell like penny candy, or candies that didn't cost $3 for it now. But it had this little caramel with the vanilla in the middle, right? If you ever had that candy, or you ever smelled that candy, that's what the opening smelled like to me, right? And immediately brought me back to a playful kind of atmosphere or just mood. As I'm moving along to maybe, and at this point, I'm still in the store. Guys, I'm still in the store or smelling other fragrances, but I cannot get this fragrance off of my mind. At this point, I'm like, I need this. It's coming home with me. So maybe about a week later, right? I'm spraying it on me. I'm expecting that same kind of transition with the vanilla and the caramel, right? Not only am I getting that, but it is now switched. It's caramel, then vanilla, right? And it's colder. It's in the probably later parts of December at this point, but it's pretty cold, 30 degrees. And I think that the powderiness or the airiness of the vanilla got overshadowed by the vanilla, which wasn't heavy. It was still light, but playful, candy-like, and creamy. We're about a half hour into the fragrance. I'm wearing it, going, Christmas shopping or something like that. I know I was out doing something. And now I'm getting this beautiful, warm, almost honeycomb-like honey, right? And the combination of those three sweet nuances and notes really, really just put me in just almost this prayer, almost calm-like state. You ever, take the time out and you might just want to be alone, and you just take the time, maybe when you want to pray or just want to sit in your thoughts, right? That's the kind of calm mood I was in, just engulfed in these three notes, just swinging across my nose and around my body. And I'm talking about, I'm outside, I'm around everybody, and I don't see anybody. I don't care about anybody. I'm just in my own bubble of just olfactory heaven. And I said, oh, I can't wait to talk about this fragrance. But it did something, right? It didn't stay linear and stay as just a vanilla, caramel honey, because those have been done multiple times. It had that candle aromatherapy kind of feel when I sprayed it on me. And my wife walked past me and was like, oh, that's a really good smelling, body lotion you have on. And I kind of got a little offended at first. I was like, what do you mean body lotion? This is a fragrance. This is a really niche fragrance. This isn't a body lotion. And it crept in my mind. I'm like, okay, so I got, my mind first was, a beautiful, expensive candle. And she put body lotion. And I was like, okay, now that's in my head. Now I'm kind of like, is this a fragrance or this something else? And I'm like, no. I can see what she meant. I can see it being, I can see what my wife meant. If you get a really well-made lotion, it's going to kind of pump off your skin really good. You're gonna smell it. Some lotions can be even stronger than the actual perfume, in my opinion, and in my experience. So I wasn't, after a few minutes of thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I can get that. I can get it because that's a candle. And I'm stressing this as much as I can. Don't let that turn you off and be like, oh, well, I can go get a vanilla candle. I can go get, a $25 lotion. No, it has the ability to kind of fill your space up. It has the ability to create this calm, kind of relaxed like mood. But the smell itself is very unique. The smell between the powderiness, the airiness, the sweet nuances of the caramel, the playfulness of the candy, and the warmness of the honey makes this very unique in itself. So that honey note to me is definitely more in the mid. I've seen and heard people say this has tonka bean or some type of spice. I can get what you're saying, but I don't smell that. I do smell a soft kind of whisper of spices, but I don't get a very spicy fragrance in this. I do get a musk, a white kind of musk. I do get, in the dry down of the fragrance, a creamier vanilla. This is when it's airy in the opening, is light and powdery in the opening, but in the dry down, you get a more fulfilling, dense. It's still light in the sense that it's not going to cover yourself in vanilla, but vanilla would be the note, in my opinion, that's going to attract most people, because it's really the transition between powder and creamy is very interesting in my opinion. But man, this is just a gorgeous smelling fragrance. It is absolutely stunning, and I know it's hyped. I know that that's typically not my lane in the channel that I or the perfumes that I talk about. But when I tell you, you'll be doing yourself a disservice if you miss out on such a wonderful creation. Oh, man, this is so nice. It's very elegant. Yes, it is unisex. Yes, it is playful. No, I don't think it leans to the female side or the male side. I think it's split right down the middle. I think that the airiness and the powderiness will it will attract more females. I think that the caramel will attract more males, and I think that dry down will be the thing that merges both men and women and say, yeah, I can wear this, my girl can wear this, or I'm buying 2 bottles so we both can wear whatever we want, or sharing a bottle. I think that this thing it has enough strength to last on me a good 8 to 9 hours, and you're gonna have a good longevity for about a good 5 to 6 hours, where it's gonna project maybe a good, I would say, 1.5 feet to maybe 2 feet, and that sillage and longevity of how long that trail would last is going to be at least, I would say, a good maybe 10 to 12 minutes. And it's nice, guys. This is stunning. It's an absolute must-have, especially for the fall, the winter, and the late parts of the spring. One of the best vanilla fragrances that I've come across in a really long time. One of the best that I think that this will surprise people. I'm telling you, it's going to surprise a lot of people in the game. because you're going to write this off and think that this is simple. You're going to think this is a female fragrance just from the note breakdown. But when my guys, when y'all get y'all nose on this, yeah, you'll thank me later. All right, that's pretty much it. I told you guys I wanted to hook y'all up. I'm gonna leave where you can purchase this fragrance in the links down below. Hope you guys get it. If you have it already, please let me know what you think about the fragrance. And yeah, I can't wait to do another review. I got one coming up right after this. But yeah, you guys know y'all my peoples. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Before we go, I gotta thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for the opportunity once again to speak to my fellow fragrance heads, my smell good guys and girls. All glory goes to you. Without you, I could not do anything. And for me, I want to say this to my smell good guys. After having church service today, there was something that I wanted to do that helped me, and I'll try my best to put the verse in the Bible on the screen. But there's a part of me that working on judging, right? Working on judging others because they don't believe the same thing I believe, or their view of the world is different than mine, or their behaviors or their walk in their life isn't what I would deem Christ-like or Christian walk, right? Giving people grace is something I'm trying to do, and I would hope that you would too. Jesus said, before you look at the person's log in their eye, look at the log in yours. Look at the flaws in yourself before you decide to judge someone else's flaws. Look at the sins that you have in your life and what you will be working on before you judge someone else's sins and say that your life is better than theirs, or you have the right to judge them. And I'm working on this because there have been moments in my life where I have judged people just because my view or what I think should be done, it isn't being done from my point of view. It makes me immediately write these people off or say that you're going to hell, or you're a bad person. And I don't want to think like that. God has saved so many people, from murderers to drunks to drug addicts, and changed their lives around to be righteous people, to speak the gospel, to show and share their testimony of how they came from the darkness into the light. So I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to walk in that way of not judging people, and I'm going to look in the mirror and check myself before I start to judge other people, because once again, it's all about giving grace, because God gave us grace. All right. With that said, guys, y'all know, y'all my peoples. And until next time, like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like Rome. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, peace.
I'm tired of hearing everyone busy saying rule number 1, rule number 2, blah, blah, blah. There's only one rule number 1, which is the truth. And as that being said, truth number 1, Jesus is king.
Yeah.